What resolutions did you make this year? Start a new diet or a business? Work out more? Escape debt? How about making one that will impact all those things and position you to achieve more ambitious goals? Everything you desire is within reach if you leverage the one relationship that has consistently proven to provide the accountability, support, and synergy to exponentially increase your chances of success. I'm talking about your marriage. That's right. The key to your success is lying in bed next to you. It's time to take your marriage seriously. For most people, getting married is an external goal that, once obtained, they check it off a list and settle into familiar lifestyles. Their shared goals don't go much beyond a house and kids. In fact, the proposal went something like, "Groom, will you marry me?" Bride, "Yes." No deep diving into life changes beyond sharing a living space. Is it any wonder when marriages disintegrate just 7 years in or sooner? Two people just made a life-altering decision to grow together as one, but growth requires discomfort. New levels of life come with new problems. A couple marries for change, yet unwilling to face the discomfort that comes with it. They decide to bail rather than be held accountable for self-improvement. But what if we interrupted this pattern? What if a couple committed to the process of becoming the person that it takes to be married to their spouse, instead of focusing on a happy marriage, which is a constantly fleeting outcome? It won't be easy. Few things of value ever are, but that is why there are two of you. The whole's much greater than the sum of its parts. But none of this is possible until you use the marriage for the purpose it was intended, as a vehicle to achieve your goals. Make a lasting impact on society, or at least your community, and to be the greatest version of yourselves. But first, you need to start taking your marriage seriously by setting these 12 priorities. Priority number 1 is focus on process, not outcomes. Most people think that the outcome of a wedding is a happy marriage, but they're wrong. It's the start of you becoming wiser, more emotionally and spiritually mature, more stable, and better equipped to handle the challenges that life throws at you. Best to focus on the process of what you are becoming, rather than get frustrated over delayed outcomes. Priority number 2, find a mentor. Mentoring is an effective way to learn and to grow without necessarily making the same mistakes that others have before you. Whether that mentor is another couple to coach you through certain seasons of life, a pastor or spiritual leader under whom you are submitted, or just another couple with more experience who you can be transparent with. Intentionally seek out mentors who can provide wisdom and accountability. Priority number 3, prioritize date nights. Before you were married, dating was optional. After you're married, it's mandatory. Dating is how you connected with your spouse and grew to love each other over time. That purpose doesn't change once you get married. If you stop dating, you stop connecting, and eventually you stop caring. And by the way, don't get caught up on what does and doesn't count as a date. If it ends in sex, then it's a good date. Priority number 4, improve your friend group. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. When people get married, they tend to isolate. Single friends slowly fade from daily interaction. Then when the kids come, they cut off contact altogether. And that's the good parents. Isolation is detrimental to a marriage because you are called to impact more than just your spouse and kids. Get involved with community. Join your church marriage ministry or small group so you can see that your relationship issues are not so unique. Your marriage should be an inspiration to your community, and your friends should support and motivate you along your journey. Priority number 5, set goals. Goals should be specific, time-sensitive, and measurable. Do you want to start and run a business together for extra income? When will you incorporate? When will the website be ready? How many customers do you want in 6 months? Are you looking to reduce your debt? How much do you plan on saving next month? Which credit cards will you pay off first? Realizing how much you can achieve by working together motivates you to work through your relationship issues because you won't let anything derail your plans for the future. Priority number 6, pursue goals. Once you've set your shared goals, now you have to structure your marriage to achieve them. It's not motivation or even passion that achieves goals. It's consistency and determination. If one of your goals is more intimacy and deeper connection with your spouse, then set a recurring time throughout the week to work on that. Fiercely guard that time from distractions. What's a distraction? Anything that doesn't contribute to achieving your goals. That's why you have to prioritize your activities every single day, according to what will best help you achieve the goals you set in your marriage. Priority number 7, study your spouse. What are your spouse's habits? What is their love language? What are their greatest fears? What would they most like to experience in life? What triggers them emotionally? Couples rely on learning these things about each other organically over time. But if you really try to understand why your spouse is the way they are, what past experiences or traumas resulted in their worldview, you can start to understand the needs underlying their desires and begin to care for them on a deeper level than you have up to now. Priority number 8, be present. Most people spend the majority of their lives lamenting the past and worrying about the future. But neither of these exist. It wasn't until I stopped dwelling on everything my wife did that ever upset me and lamenting my own mistakes that I started to respond in the moment based on the right thing to do regardless of what transpired before or how I expect things to turn out. If you want to positively impact your future, stop dwelling on the past. Focus on the present, where your actions count. Priority number 9, adopt roles that are good for your marriage. Here's why gender matters. For all the talk about equality in the workplace, notice that conversations get quieter the more physically demanding or manual the labor. Where's the talk of equality for deep water oil drilling divers? Probably the most dangerous job in the world, and almost exclusively men. Same for Alaskan crab fishermen or suspension bridge iron workers. The point is, there are innate traits that men and women possess that are especially suited for performing certain roles. This pertains to marriage as well. There's a lot of confusion today about what a role a husband or a wife should play in a marriage. Roles don't have to be exclusive, but it does mean someone takes the lead to make sure certain things get done, like disciplining the children, home chores, home protection, or budgeting. You can find a link in the description to a whole video that we made on roles and responsibilities. Priority number 10, outserve your spouse. We live in a very legal society. Every agreement has to be contractual, a quid pro quo. I won't give something unless I see the benefit of doing so. Here's why that doesn't work in marriage. Marriage isn't fair. Just look at any divorce to see if there was a fair and equitable split of assets commensurate with what both parties brought to the relationship. It doesn't happen because marriage was never meant to devolve into matters of law. I know we get licenses and there are things such as prenuptial agreements, but contracts cannot represent what a marriage is supposed to be. A sacrificing of self for the benefit of the family. Not a 50-50 split, but each person given all that they have in devotion to another. If done correctly, spiritually, no outsider looking in should be able to tell which one is benefiting the most out of the relationship. But you can be certain they're always trying to figure that out. Priority number 11, take responsibility for your feelings. I have a question for you. Who's to blame for your unhappiness? Is it your job? The economy, your parents, your neighbors? When we feel bad, it's natural to look for something or someone to blame. But for the vast, overwhelming majority of us, very few people care about how you feel. Oh, people may sympathize, hear your story, maybe lend their shoulder to cry on before getting back to their life. But generally speaking, people avoid the company of angry, bitter, negative, depressed, sorrowful people because it's draining. Enter your spouse, the only one who has to care because of their proximity to you. And because they aren't going anywhere, you take out all your feelings on them. Maybe even blame them for your state of mind. But even if they are at fault, here's the thing. You can always decide at any given moment how you feel about a situation. It may not seem like it, especially when the person closest to you does something to hurt you. But you ultimately decide how you respond, and that decision will either bring reconciliation or make matters worse for a long, long time. Priority number 12, commit, not try. Finally, make a commitment to having a great marriage. Couples who commit burn all avenues to divorce. No more maintaining contact with past lovers, prenuptial agreements, separate bank accounts. A new thing these days is spouses living in separate homes. I call it quiet divorcing. If you merely try marriage, you're giving yourself permission to fail. In fact, you almost guarantee it. Because whatever you have mentally predetermined before getting married, that is your line in the sand for divorce, you will be tested. Will you rise to the occasion or be found wanting? Over the next 11 months of this year, we will delve into each of these principles to bring more clarity. If you are ready to go on this journey with us, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments how seriously are you going to take your marriage this year. And visit daveanddarry.com for more coaching resources. We'll see you in the next video. And remember, love awakens when passion meets maturity.